Alright. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2019 at 4:34 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. Alright. Jeffrey Epstein's prison guards were charged with hiding failure to keep watch. Alright. Tova Noel and Michael Thomas were meant to check Epstein every half hour, but they browsed the web and slept, court papers allege. Two federal correction officers were indicted on Tuesday after allegedly trying to hide their failure to check on inmates on the night the convicted sex offender and accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in his Manhattan cell. I don't believe he killed himself, but this is what the article is saying. A mere 15 foot from the jail's common area. Officers Tova Noel and Michael Thomas repeatedly failed to complete mandated counts of prisoners under their watch and in special housing units of the Manhattan Correctional Center early on 10 August, even though Epstein had already tried to kill himself a few weeks earlier, prosecutors said. Both men pleaded not guilty. Epstein, who was awaiting trial for allegedly sex trafficking minors in Florida and New York, was found dead in his cell. The New York City medical examiner ruled his death a suicide. The workers, supposed to check every half hour on the wealthy financier who counted Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrew among the powerful and well-known associates. Instead, Noel and Thomas sat at their desk, browsed the internet, and moved around the common area of the SHU, the Manhattan U.S. Attorney Office said. Noel was looking at furniture websites while Thomas was looking at motorcycle sales and sports news, the indictment said. The officers allegedly slept for about 2 hours. The cover-up, the fact that we're not working as required, prosecutors said the officers repeatedly signed false certifications as testing to having conducted multiple counts of inmates that they did not do. The bogus forms meant jail managers through SHU prisoners were being monitored as required. In fact, the indictment said as a result of the defendant's conduct, no correctional officer conducted any count or on the round of the SHU from 10:30 p.m. on 9th August until approximately 6:30 a.m. on 10 August. When the officers made their rounds with the inmates' breakfast, it was discovered that Epstein was dead. So they pretty much didn't check at all. They were sleeping and checking on online for, news and things like this, but they weren't paying attention to the cells and the prisoners at all. Alright, next. Eddie Van Halen, home from hospital, doing well after complications from cancer treatment, report. Rocker Eddie Van Halen is home resting after spending days in the hospital due to complications from his ongoing cancer treatment, according to a news report. The 64-year-old guitarist is at home with his son after he was admitted to the hospital late last week with complaints of intestinal issues and abdominal pain. He was reportedly released Sunday and is now doing fine. Representatives of the rocker did not immediately respond to Fox News' request for comment. The outlet notes that the symptoms were the result of a bad reaction to some of the drugs that he was taking to battle throat cancer. Sources previously told the gossip site that Van Halen's musician had been flying to Germany for 5 years for radiation treatment, which had worked to keep the disease in check, and so the star seemed to be doing okay. In 2015, Billboard magazine reported that Van Halen had tongue cancer, which drifted into his esophagus. Consequently, 1/3 of his tongue had to be surgically removed. The surgery slightly affected his speech, but it did not stop him from hitting the road and touring. UK Metro also reported Van Halen was initially diagnosed in 2000, but was given the all-clear in 2002. Van Halen told Billboard that he had ditched the cigarettes. He felt there was something else to blame. I use metal picks. They're brass and copper, which I always held in my mouth in the exact place where I got my tongue cancer, he explained at the time. Plus, I basically live in a recording studio that's filled with electromagnetic energy. So that's one theory. I mean, I was smoking and doing lots of drugs and a lot of everything, but at the same time, my lungs are totally clear. This is just my own theory, but the doctor said it was possible. So that's pretty sad that he possibly could have gotten it from electromagnetics and holding metal picks in his mouth, but I'm glad that at least he's doing a bit better. Alright, next. More than 2 years after Las Vegas shooting victim dies in California. Kimberly Gervais, 57, was injured in the mass shooting that killed nearly 60 people on October 1st, 2017, as she died Friday, October coroner said. More than 2 years after the mass shooting at the Las Vegas Country Music Festival that killed more than 50 people, a California woman who was shot that night has died. Kimberly Gervais, who suffered a spinal injury on October 1st, 2017 attack, died Friday in California, the coroner said. The 57-year-old Mira Loma, California, was convalescing at a nursing facility in Redlands in San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, said in a coroner statement. On Friday, she was taken to a hospital, to Redlands Community Hospital, and was declared dead shortly before 5 p.m. The statement said an autopsy is planned. Attempts to find phone numbers for relatives of Gervais were not immediately successful Monday night. A woman identified as his sister, Dana Cervella of Vancouver, Washington, told a Portland, Oregon Fox affiliate that Gervais will never leave my heart ever. Authorities said that the death toll from the attack was 58. An email from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department on Monday night about whether Gervais is being counted as the 59th person killed was not immediately returned. So that's sad that another person from that shooting has passed away. May she rest in peace. And finally, Michigan man shoots brother after mistaking him for deer on hunting trip. The victim was airlifted to a hospital and reported to be in serious but stable condition. A Michigan man accidentally shot his brother after mistaking him for a deer on a hunting trip. Deputies from the Iona County Sheriff's Office responded to a call of an accidental shooting early Saturday evening in the field in Boston Township, Michigan. Upon arrival, they determined that a man, 29 years old, had shot his brother, 28, while the two were hunting together, according to the press release posted by the sheriff's office on Facebook. An investigation at the scene concluding that the shooting was by all accounts accidental. Authorities say the men had been looking for a deer when one of them had shot earlier. After failing to locate the deer, they became separated in a dense cornstalk in the field. The shooter was some distance away when his brother thought he had seen the deer moving and making noise. He fired a shot and quickly realized that he had shot his brother. The shooter immediately called 911, and he and his brother walked out to the field to meet the medical first responders. Given the extent of his injuries, the victim was airlifted via helicopter to a hospital. He was in serious but stable condition at the time of transport. An investigation into the exact cause of the shooting is ongoing. The Iona County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. So guys, be safe when you're hunting with somebody else. You never know. Even if you're hunting by yourself, you never know if you could look through some stalks or through some roughage out there and some foliage, and you could seem like the animal and get shot yourself. So it's kind of dangerous hunting out there. Be safe out there, guys. Alright, hey, like and subscribe for more news and updates. And also check out my sponsor on the description below, Dev's Empire 1981. He does chucks and shoes, hats. He does art for the hats and shoes. If you have a pet, he can do art of that pet on the hat. If you have your child who has a favorite cartoon, he will do that cartoon on the shoes or the hat for them. So check it out. Hit like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. God bless.